Atharva, and today we are going to talk about how we can enable sharing, external sharing in a private channel. So, most of the time you might have observed, like when you create a public team, a channel in there, and when you try to share files from that respective SharePoint site, you can share it with external people as well. But in a private channel like this, you can see this is one team which we have, and you can see a log here. It's a private channel which I have created. So by default, as it this is a private channel, external sharing is disabled, like with external users and guest users. So um, yeah, I can show it to you. This is private channel. There's one file, and then was image in here. We'll open this file in SharePoint. So this is the SharePoint site linked with that private channel. And if I try to share this, if I click on share, you will see that it's only allowing me to share it people in my company. And in this particular, anyone with the link is not enabled. We want this particular link be enabled if you want to share it with external users. So by default, this private channel, as its name is private channel, URL of these private channels, SharePoint sites, are not available in SharePoint Admin Center. If you'll go in SharePoint Admin Center and look for this URL, which is our private channel SharePoint site. It can also can be called as a site collection. And now we are in SharePoint Admin Center, and these are the active sites which we have. If I try to search this site in our SharePoint Admin Center, it will say no item matched because these URLs are not available in SharePoint Admin Centers. So it becomes difficult to enable the external sharing for this particular site. If any of the site which is available in SharePoint Admin Center, and if you want to enable the sharing, you can select that site and you can click on sharing, and you will see this. You just have to click on any one here and save. This will enable the external sharing for that particular site. Now, as we are working on a private channel SharePoint site, which is not available in SharePoint Admin Center, so there's only one way left which we can use to enable the external sharing, which is using SharePoint Online Management Shell, which is a PowerShell which you have to use. So for Windows, what you can do, you can download SharePoint Online Management Shell. If you'll type, you will get the first article, and this is the article which you have on the screen. You have to download this particular PowerShell. You have to accept the agreement, and it will get installed on your account. So now I have already installed this particular PowerShell in on my computer. So first thing which we have to do is connect your PowerShell with your SharePoint sites, with your SharePoint admin center, right? Because you are trying to make some changes, and that will be in your SharePoint admin center. So you should have required permissions, like you should be a SharePoint admin center or a global administrator. You can be to make this change. So the command is connect dash SPO service. And when you hit enter, it is asking for a URL. So URL which you have to mention here is your admin center's URL. So this is the URL which you have to copy and enter. So once you will hit the enter, it will ask for the authentication, which is actually um, required. Without that, you will not be able to complete the transaction. Let's see. I think I'm authenticated now. So there's one command which we will use to enable the external sharing of our private SharePoint site. So first, what we will do, we will copy this URL. And this is our private channel, and this is the URL till private channel. I have copied that. Now we'll go to our this. First, we will check what setting we have for this particular site. So the command is get dash spo site identity and this site. Okay. So this will give me the attributes of this particular sites. If I hit enter, it only gives me storage quota and all. So what I'll do, I'll add a pipe FL. So this pipe FL will give you the detailed information. Let's see. Now we have detailed view here. Let's see. So on the top, we are actually interested in these two things. Now, as you can see, sharing capability, share and site defined sharing capability, it says existing external users sharing only. That means the people who are already present in your organization might be maybe they are external or internal or guest users. They had this site can be shared with them. But as you want to share it with external user, with like with everyone, what you can do, you can change that particular setting. So to make any change using PowerShell, you have to use set command. So we'll try this set dash spo site, and our identity means our site which we are working on, private site, what we are trying to change. So we are trying to change the, let's see, sharing capabilities. So I'll check the command once, and the command, yeah, sharing capability here, and let's say 1 second. Yeah, sharing capability, and the parameter which we have to use here is, let's say, external user and guest sharing. So this is the parameter which we have to use to enable the external sharing. Right now, setting for this particular site is existing external and guest users. Now we are trying to change it to external user and guest sharing. So if I'll hit enter, it's taking its time. So now I think it's done. So we'll try to run that command again to check whether the parameter has been changed. So here we go. So now let's see what it says. Okay. Yeah, and now we can see here external sharing. Sharing capability is external user and guest sharing. So that's great. Now let's see if this had made any change here. What I'll do, I'll close this site, and in this private channel, I'll open it again in SharePoint site. Now, if I try to share this site, let's say, yeah, I can see anyone with the link. And if I click apply, uh, you know, I can share it with anyone. .com, and it will go for sure. So how this is, I think this is the way you can enable the private channel. This information actually most of you requested. So yeah, this is how you can enable. If you have any question, you can answer. You can mention it in your chat window. Thanks a lot. You have a great day. Take care. Bye. Bye. Thank you.